Good afternoon, Mr. Borrell. Thank you for joining us today. It's an honor to have you.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be here.
First of all, let me ask you, as a foreign investor, how do you see Kazakhstan's investment climate?
It's a very interesting question. I think Kazakhstan's investment climate, Kazakhstan as a country has come a huge way over the 20 years since its independence. There have obviously been a number of difficult years during that time. We had the most recent economic crisis in 2008. I think Kazakhstan has come out of that as a very strong country. Your president has laid out a very clear program going forward. We had a good discussion at this morning's Foreign Investment Council, which I think was the 24th in a series of foreign investment councils, and it's set up a very strong, solid platform to take Kazakhstan forward, and that's the right sort of platform on which foreign investment can be made. So I think it's very positive steps in the right direction for a country like Kazakhstan.
So how do you view the Kazakhstan's post-crisis model then?
I think the post-crisis model for Kazakhstan is very strong. The president has laid a clear program of modernization, of diversification of the economy, based on a strong education system, based on technology, innovation, and diversification of the economy. And it's the right environment in which to try and do that.
Let's talk about your current activities in Kazakhstan. Recently, you started implementing a project on creating an institute in Kazakhstan. Could you please elaborate more on this?
So the Welding Institute that Total promoted at one of the foreign investment councils and then has worked on with the French Welding Institute is coming to fruition in 2012. The Casweld Association has been recently created. There are already 12 associated companies with that. The application has gone into the International Welding Institute, and their annual general meeting in July of this year should approve Kazakhstan as the newest member to the International Welding Institute, and it goes in the right direction in terms of providing education, qualified workforce to meet the challenges of Kazakhstan as it goes forward. So it's a project that Total is pleased to be associated with.
Mr. Borrell, let me ask you one question about oil prices. As you know, oil market is very volatile today. What is your expectations of future oil prices?
That's a very difficult question, and one that I shall avoid answering if I'm allowed to do that. I think you mentioned volatility. Let's not forget what happened in 2008. The oil price in July time 2008 was about $140 a barrel. At the end of the year it had fallen down to $30-something a barrel. That demonstrates the volatility of the commodities markets that we currently live in, and it would be imprudent to try and give a projection of oil prices. And so what we tend to do is to look at the fundamentals of oil prices. The fundamentals are such that we see energy demand growing as we go forward. We see oil production peaking at around 95 million barrels of oil per day, driven partly by geological issues, but partly also by geopolitical issues, and such that we would therefore see tensions in the market between supply and demand continuing in the future. The last thing I'd like to say is it's difficult for us to see how the difficult, technically challenging projects that we have going forward can be invested in if we see oil prices significantly below $80 a barrel. Our expectation is that we'll stay at or above that level, which allows us and enables us to be able to develop profitably the difficult projects we have going forward.
Well, Mr. Borrell, thank you very much for your valuable comments. It's been very helpful.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure being in Kazakhstan today.